Just give me an email, though. I'm gonna send it up.
You don't need it, nigga.
I'm gonna go, but still,
set it up, man. Did you press the button?
We live over there.
But he's live over
on the
But you want me to do the YouTube one?
Yes.
You gotta do
Where
the
the hell
YouTube.
is yours? Oh, no, hell no. It's too complicated.
See what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean? Yeah, I mean.
What do you want to do?
You like you
I want this like a little bit lower.
You lit up some real weed?
The mic lower?
Yeah, because like I don't know.
Oh, you feel like you're out of the shot? You feel like the mic is
It's
blocking
like
you?
on my nose.
Oh, I got you.
But at least they can't at least they can't deep fake you.
Right there.
Yeah?
What? That ain't gonna change the camera.
Yeah, what the hell are you talking about?
Camera is up there.
Hey,
I was like, he said Canada. So I was like, the fuck is that about, man? I'm confused, man. I ain't been smoking a thing for so long.
Which one's next?
Yo, where's the YouTube at, man? Where'd you put the YouTube?
That's why you put them on there. Yeah, Erica said it tastes like shit. No, I like the blood. You might not like it because you guys like the dark shit.
And I
Yeah,
think
you're
I
not
should
gonna like
put
the
it
blood.
back up there because then I get
Hey, John, where's the
right
YouTube?
here.
No, you don't.
Oh, turtle.
Hold on.
Never mind.
I got it.
Yes. Thank you.
Hey,
Check.
Yo,
Yeah?
pull up the YouTube. That's it.
shit. What do you do? Pull up the YouTube.
Yeah, I couldn't find the app.
Hey, is it Ramadan?
Yes.
It is? It started?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Oh, my
When did
goodness.
it start
for real. You
No, you did. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. You didn't even do it.
You want to get why you discriminating my religion, man?
I mean, you could be a Jew. They say you're a black Jew. Fuck. Black Jew, they are. They actually are. They like to argue.
Huh?
They exist. They exist.
Camera sign.
You a slave master. He be yelling at the white people. You loved a white person before? I would not know that. You're going to hell. Them have a hold of them.
That reminds me of
A black Jew told me I was going to hell for hugging a white person.
that
Yeah.
Oh, from
I'm be at the bottom of the picture.
No.
Damn them to hell. In my life. But I was like, hey, don't you date a white woman though? It was the funniest shit. He was like, yeah. I'm like,
All right, John, you want me to hit that record, man?
I like
Yo.
people tell me I'm bored and going
Yo, I'm gonna hit that record.
At least I know where I'm at.
I feel so uneducated when it comes to movies.
I'm a movie buff.
I only watch like
All right, you're on.
rom-coms and chick
Come on?
flicks.
Yeah, you're on. Come on?
Yeah, you on,
I
man.
watch
You
Korean.
said that a long time ago.
I don't watch
No.
All right.
Hold on, hold on.
Her music is cute.
Yo, the music is cute. It's on the
Should I
thing.
play it?
And you're live. Yeah, well, you know what? If you want to just.
3, 2.
Boom. This episode is brought to you by humidity. Humidity. A word used to describe when we want to explain the moisture content. Humidity. And the letter B.
Can we just call it humidity?
Humidities. I like that.
Oh, I like that one.
I like that.
Why?
My
It's
co-
so
Humidity.
good in this episode.
Take that.
Last episode in
That is
October.
true.
There's always humidity under titty.
We just changed the sponsor. It's humidity. Itty bitty titty committee. Don't know how to explain that one to you, but sure.
It's just sweat under the boobies.
And there it is.
I like
Humidity.
that. What I'm saying is that humidity.
Hit that music for me there.
Humidity. Yeah,
You want to take them with you? Yeah, give it to me then? All right. I'll watch it for you. Where's it? I lost my. Yeah.
Yeah. A good man. Stretch that shit. Stretch it.
I go look at your arms.
It's a trick. Kind of what's a trick? Like, go to it. I don't want to do that.
You got no freedom?
You want to cuddle? She rapping.
Yeah. All right, people. Welcome to another episode 87 to be exact, of the EveryMan Show. I am your host, John Everyman. That's right, that's who I am. And we are here celebrating the last and final week of our Women's Month celebration, extravaganza, festivity,
Vagina extravaganza!
Yeah.
Woo-woo!
Right, that is right. This is the last one. And sitting with us is still a very special crew helping us celebrate that. Sitting with me is returning yet again, the boss's wife herself, CEO Mrs. Erica. How are you today?
Boss lady Erica in the building.
That's right. That's why we all been in our best behavior these last couple of weeks.
That's why I'm not smoking weed in the office today. Because the boss was here today.
Marlon is here somewhere. I know he just disappeared.
You guys said weed?
Yeah,
This is the
yeah.
fake weed.
But it's fake.
Nobody
Right,
else want
cigarette.
that. That is that cigarette weed.
Right. Returning from his slumber or his spiritual journey or whatever he wants to claim is Mr. Goodnight.
I don't know what the fuck you talking about, man. The only reason why I'm here because it's the day they called me to come. So
Oh.
they ended this shit. I wasn't good with women, so they told me I had to come and ask.
You good now?
Yeah, you're safe after this week.
Yeah, I'm off the bench. So
They're bonding you out.
yeah, they coach put me in, but they didn't put me in so some ass and shit. So
Walter's not here present, but he can go fuck himself. Dave Flix, hey bud.
Love
Yeah,
you.
man. It's really good to see. I love having people in here. It feels good. We got the actual audience. It's an audience member, but it's growing. It's growing. The man, the myth, the legend, the God himself. No emotion, gold mask.
Look at my mask, it's golden, don't ask for mine, no emotion. Yeah. On John Everyman Podcast Show, number 80, what?
7.
Number 87, 80, what?
7.
87, 80, what?
7.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
No? Is that too loud?
It's not too loud.
It cleans the air.
Oh, well, yeah,
Yeah,
it
but
cleans
it's
the
gonna be
air.
loud, though. It's gonna be
It's
loud.
too loud?
It's
Yeah,
gonna
okay.
be loud.
Yeah,
No, you can't even hear it.
Are you
No?
sure?
Yeah. On here. No, this
Well,
is one ear.
no,
that's
Yeah, right.
Also
One ear,
sitting
one
with
ear.
us, joining us for this extravaganza celebration, whatever I want to call it, is my main squeeze Tiffy. How is that?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, I like that shirt.
Thanks.
First time I see it.
No, I bought it at $5.
Are we doing this for date night? Yeah, shit cleans the
Yeah,
air.
Because of me wearing it, we may.
Okay. Put it off to the side, I'm gonna do the pictures. And finally, sitting with us for today's episode, the reason for the season of the episode is our guest. She is an artiste. Maybe with a paintbrush, I don't know. I know she does amazing music. She does a lot more things. As I've gotten to meet her and talk to her, I've learned that she has a lot more talents that we're about to all discover here. Sitting with us is Miranda Shines, ladies and gentlemen. How are you, Miranda?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
Miranda shines!
Shines, that's right. With an
Shines!
S.
Miranda shines with an S at the end of shines because she doesn't shine. She shines! That's what I'm talking about.
That's true. That is true. That does make sense.
we still on the induction, man. Fuck.
Yeah, it took like 30 minutes. When
Yeah,
we have
I
the
went
special
to-
ones, it's a 30
I don't want to
minute.
sleep and woke up.
Yeah, that's 15
You
minutes
still
on
on
the
it?
show already. Man, see, hey, that's why we needed you, man. We lost track of these. So, Miranda, thank you for joining us. Have you enjoyed it so far? It's really
Yes,
fun.
it's been quite an experience sitting here and listening to you guys.
Yeah, right?
Oh, really?
Sometimes our pre-production looks like the podcast, and then the podcast looks like nothing's happening.
Sometimes the pre-production.
Right. Yeah, like it's back.
Same thing.
It's how we roll.
Unprofessional professionalism is what we like to call it. At least I do.
Exactly. No, that might fit in here. That
It
really
fits,
does work
man.
in here,
It's
man.
perfect.
It does. Miranda, so you know what? Let's just start off with this. Tell us where you're from.
Well, I was born in Venezuela, and my mother is from Brazil. My dad is also from Venezuela. And I grew up all over the States because my dad is a professional vegetarian chef for Hare Krishna temples around the world.
Right. So he does he wear the whole outfit and go with the groups too? Does he do the Hare Krishna?
It's called kirtan.
Kirtan. I never knew what that meant. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? When people just go in and they walk. Yeah. They don't walk inside your stores for some reason. They just stand outside. I think they're like vampires. If you invite them in, it's the only way they can come inside, right? It's true. That's how it is, right? Because you always see them outside and they're like this. And they always got the little things that you see the little electronic monkeys with.
They're called cartels.
Cartels?
Yes.
Yep. Is that what those little monkeys had this whole time? Cartels? Yes. Never knew any of that, right? Like,
what was the
monkeys
giving? I'm not sure what monkeys they're talking about.
No, you know the little electronic monkeys. Ting, 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 ting. That's not the same one?
No, it's not.
Really?
No.
Man, I always thought they had the little monkeys. The little.
I think those are called symbols.
Yeah,
those are called symbols. Yeah.
I thought they were symbols.
So what is he calling it? A monkey tone? He's calling it a monkey thing, but it's a symbol.
It's a symbol.
I know. You missed it last week.
So the sound and the instrument is called a cardinal?
Y'all got me here with Looney Tunes.
I am learning right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Wow, I did not know it was called a cardinal.
So that's what that is the whole time. And it's with poker hands. They're from India. I think that makes sense. When you see the whole outfit and you see them just come up doing this.
But is it an actual toy little monkey that's doing it?
No.
What is he talking about with the little toy monkey? Huh?
That's what it just reminds me.
Oh, but are the people that he... Okay, where did the instrument...
Okay, so let's keep him in the conversation. So we're talking about the Hare Krishnas, right?
Yes.
And when they come up to the thing and they make the little noise with the little...
What little noise?
That little...
That's where I'm at right there. Who's making the noise?
The devotees of Krishna,
Oh.
they get together and they chant the holy names in different areas so that they can purify the vibrations.
With the sound using vibrations to
Yes.
purify.
Yes.
I do know and believe that everything is healed through vibrations.
A good vibration.
Yes, it's a good vibration.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's a good song.
Come on.
I'm thinking about coming up
See,
with
we needed that on the.
about it, and so it's called Good Vibration.
Really?
And it's also the top of my vision board. That's the title of it for this year.
Is it? But wait. But is it based on the Beach Boys?
No, it's based on Good Vibration.
So every year.
No,
That's Marky Mark. Bro, that
was Marky Mark.
Wahlberg, that is the Transformer hero.
You are officially fired as
No,
That
no.
is Ted's best friend.
No.
Bro,
The Beach Boys did Good Vibration.
stop. You sound a little racist.
Sing it.
If you're going to say that Marky Mark was in the Beach Boys.
The Beach.
That's what you're telling me. Say it out loud. Say Marky Mark was in the Beach Boys.
No, I'm saying he did his own vibration song.
In the Beach Boys.
No, he was not.
Okay.
He was
But
in
that
New
nigga
Kids
said
on the
Beach,
Block.
yo, Beach
No, he
Boys.
was. Well,
No, he wasn't.
wasn't.
Stop, guys. Marky Mark was a thug in our era. He was like the John Cena of like an 8-year-old white kid.
Eminem.
He was the Eminem of like white kids.
This one?
John Cena language.
Yes.
What are we
Yes.
listening
This
to?
is the Beach Boys, Good Vibrations.
Oh, so you know of a Beach Boys song called Good Vibrations.
See, but we're talking.
Wow.
Yeah, no,
Yo.
Good Vibrations.
Bruh,
We
what old ass shit you riding around?
Guys,
This nigga listening to Beach Boys.
That's the one.
not to date him, but you know,
Okay.
he's
listen
up
to
there in the high
Sirius
30s.
And every now and
He
then.
wasn't alive when the Beach Boys
they
was
got,
popular.
listen, man, Sirius XM got the
Nigga's a
60s
vampire.
rap channel, man.
Who do
He
you
just
know
a-
that listens to Sirius XM?
Nobody.
Serious?
John does.
I do. And they have like a
Are you
60s channel.
serious?
A little bit.
XM.
But let me tell you, like, they have some dope ass stations, so it's okay.
All right.
But good vibrations.
Boom.
I like that song. That's actually a good time. It seems to have positivity to the Beach Boys and Marky Mark. I forgot
And the
about
New Kids on the
Marky
Block,
Mark.
apparently.
Yes,
No.
and New Kids on the
Let's continue with the question.
Okay, so a little cartoon in the Hare Krishna. So your dad makes food for all these people?
Yes, but not only for them, for everyone
What
who
do you
comes
mean?
to the temple. Well, there is a rule. We don't let anybody within a radius of 5 miles within the temple go hungry.
Wow, that's awesome. How
So we need to move near the temple.
Yes.
somebody,
Yes.
but you gotta be really hungry. And okay, so how long have you been doing that? How long have you been doing that? Have you done it? You don't do it? Okay,
You're not
and
part
this
of the
leads to my
religion?
next
No, I
question.
Oh, you are part of the
This is what I want to know.
How
What is
old?
your
You mean how long
dad?
I-
No, this is my real question. What does your dad think? 'Cause obviously, your pops is out there doing shit for the Lord.
Yes.
What does he think about you doing the music, and is that an obstacle in your world? Like, do your parents accept whatever it is that you're singing about or the path that you're going? Because my mom's believe in Jesus, and she thinks I'm like halfway, devil's kid.
You're going to hell.
Like you got
And
one
I
foot in
know
the
that
door,
I know
huh?
what it's like having my people don't work in the church, so I can't imagine what it's like trying to. You know that show, the hip hop show with the girl named Miley, and she wanted to be a singer. Her dad was like, "Miley, you cannot sing in the devil music." But I
Like the
was
preacher's daughter, I think. Is
yes, but I'm wondering what's your
That's a good
coming up with that.
Well, thank you for asking that question because first, I'm a conscious rap artist.
Uh-huh.
So I promote and advocate consciousness within my lyrics. And so it is in the, they accept it because I'm trying to have people develop awareness and connect with their spiritual roots and it's the modern 21st century way.
That's true.
So rapping it sounds cooler.
So you never went through a phase where you were just rapping, aka writing about being like the baddest bitch with a gun hidden under your tit?
Not quite. There is a significant difference between the first rap I ever wrote and
Exactly.
the one that I wrote now.
Yes.
But
It's
I
completely
still
different.
had the same mindset. I never used any profanity. I spoke about how I felt,
Dope.
what my experience
Off
was,
jump.
and what my truth was, and what I was going through at that moment. And it was real.
You're a good person.
So
That's
you
what-
want to
she's a
put
good person right
humility
here, guys.
inside the
I
rap.
would, unfortunately.
Okay,
That's good,
I
man.
would put humility.
humility. Okay, so we probably ruined this sponsor for you. This is a horrible sponsor for you.
No,
This is
Humility.
fun.
You should have researched.
nah.
She should have checked.
She's
who
in the right
sponsors
place
are.
because people that are parentheses bad are in a just fucked up mental state. And people like you, right? Even this guy over here, right? He doesn't want to smoke real weed. And I look at him like, you're a nigga. What are you doing? You're a fucking good human being. People, you could inspire some like auntie that's, not been. I'm saying auntie because I'm thinking of a story of like some lady that's fucking
Yes.
living somewhere and she sees your young pretty ass. Fucking like, look at this young pretty lady. She's out here working so hard. I need to do something with my life. And it's fucking inspiring that you're dead ass serious.
So a nigga doing something with his life is not inspiring.
I appreciate that. I don't think you know. I don't know if you know, but for you, I don't know what it's like in your community. That's why I'm asking you questions about your upbringing. But black people now smoking weed. It's like, how'd you do this?
You're right.
It's like, how'd you end up just refusing this thing? So, like, what do you think in your upbringing that you grow up around? Because music, rap, all of this music shit, drugs is there, temptation's there. What's your plan, or are you taking a path going towards like that Christian, like I'm about to cuss and say Christian, like the church, the church, you know, they do. You can go on a tour. Like right now, you get the right person that's connected to a bunch of churches. Your whole life could change. You're gonna be from here all the way to the middle of Texas, going from church to church, singing songs about purity. But are you just trying to be one of the people that's talking about musical spirituality, or are you like? Because if you're pure, you've got to understand there's a market for you that's deeper than anything you ever could imagine. Mm-hmm. Like, do you know that, or?
Well, I'm not going. My lyrics are really just. It's a wide range of things that people can be interested in. And I'm not just going for Christianity. I'm not going for Hare Krishna. I'm not going. It's whatever your divine is, and whatever you feel connected to, and whatever helps you become aware and more conscious and more connected with everyone else. Then that's what you need to get connected with. That's reality. Spirituality and reality in general.
That's dope.
So that I can reach the masses. You know, I don't want the closed-minded to go run away. I want everybody to kind of gather and listen and kind of like get together. You know, it's all about unity and community.
Yes, that makes sense. I got my answer. What I got is that you're fucking spiritual and you're making music.
That's pretty much how she's gonna start the base of this interview.
Yeah,
that's kind of where we're living. Yeah.
John taking away.
Sure. But you know what? Going back to your dad, just with the cooking and that whole thing. Are you guys extremely religious? Are you guys heavy into the religion?
Yes. My family is very. They follow the Hare Krishna philosophy. Very strict.
Is it? Say that for me slower. Is it Hare? Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Because I always say Harry. How do you spell that?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
How do you bless somebody that sneezes?
How do you spell that?
You could say Hare Krishna.
What? When somebody sneezes, you say Hare Krishna?
That's all they say, I think, right? That's all you're supposed to say.
Or Krishna praying.
So if somebody sneezes, I just want to refrain and get the answer. So if somebody sneezes, I can say Krishna Prem.
Yes.
Krishna Prem. What the fuck?
3 points.
What's going to heaven
right now? Hold on, man.
Chill.
I know Salud.
Yeah, that's
you, Krishna
How
Prem.
do you say that in Spanish, by the way?
You get cussed out by a highly Cuban? What?
Oh, that's
Don't
what?
know English and you tell them that?
The oldest language in the universe.
Sanskrit. Okay, so
This is true. I have heard
Sanskrit. That's where they carve it on the sand in the desert.
I'm one of those people I know a lot about a little bit. So you are right.
It's one of those options. It's one of those options on your italic.
But it all comes from Sanskrit.
So you guys are extremely faithful. Is it like that in
Why are
in
you
the house,
staying on religion right now?
I just want to know the background. I just want to know growing up, was it like this?
You're learning. You're about to get a fucking follower.
Yeah.
You're about to,
5 a day.
your whole life's about to change.
5 a day.
You're gonna fucking want out.
I got my own religion. I need it.
First off, I think to my knowledge in here, I believe that
I need my own church.
the first person that we've had that has represented him that I know of, the Hare Krishna.
Exactly.
You know,
I've never
had anyone
I didn't know what it was until now, and I'm never here.
Right, it's something foreign for
I thought I heard it all.
Where for us, it's
in
like
prison, I met every motherfucker.
You didn't see no only Krishna. So
Yo, I met fucking loaded the rings, motherfucker looking guys.
Yeah, that's the one with all the arms, right?
Well,
she's about that war. She's about that war. She's
trying to know if you know any god.
Yeah, the guy with all the arms.
No,
she ripped his dick off.
Well, for the religion, right?
Well,
Cuban got 6 days.
Yeah.
So like,
yo,
so oh,
but
okay.
Krishna is the ultimate for me.
Right. So I guess the other gods would be like
According to the
so like
scripture.
saints to
You
do
guys have
it.
like your own Bible kind of?
Yes, the Bhagavad Gita.
La vaquita?
Do you guys have to learn a new language?
Okay, so if you have a new boyfriend, does he have to learn about all this stuff?
No, I don't make anyone do anything.
But
Do you date within your own faith, or are you allowed to date outside?
I'm allowed to date on the outside. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that shit
But I don't like that
serious as hell.
Like a cult, you heard that?
Yo,
I'm not-
I felt I was like, yo, as soon as she said that, I was like, all right, I think
There's, well, wait a minute. There's, you know, depends whose household.
how did you know that you had to keep
Yeah, my
asking
daughter
these
was
questions?
not
How did he know this?
Right. But I mean, like,
Is this what you
religious-wise,
promoting
like,
on your
yeah,
Instagram?
yeah.
We're gonna
Like,
answer.
like
around
when-
it.
No, but
Let
she's
me ask
trying
you
to
a
reach some
question.
message.
Hold on. We're asking her questions. So, how does he know that to keep asking you about your religion? Is it
How do you know
because
that?
you talk about it?
She
When
just
you
mentioned
sit
it.
behind a seat here for 87 times and interview about over 50 people, you kind of know how to guide them through an interview.
So it's
you know, you start with
did
one
you
thing.
think
and
it
you're
was
like,
in
well,
when
wait
it
a
was
minute.
intuition?
Yeah, it's intuition.
That's awesome.
What do you mean? Is it an intervention again?
No,
That thing can come every time, dog. The energy you bring, I love it. Yeah, oh,
I like that. Yo,
That's
listen,
mine.
if that's true, props to you and props to you because you're dope as fuck. And I'm having such a good time. Because listen,
Hey,
it's rare that I come across, because I feel like if I hung around you enough, maybe I might get you to drink some
Yeah,
Hennessy.
CAC.
Maybe you might do some cocaine. Maybe we might have a
You feel
wild
right?
time. But possibly you won't because you're that fucking real within yourself. And I get that feeling from you that you're just on this like I don't know, it's like when you meet when you're always around scumbags and snakes. Right? When you're always around scumbags and snakes, you come across a good person, it's like, you know, I really shouldn't fuck this person, you know?
You know,
I really shouldn't do it, you know?
I'm
But I'm talking male, female, whatever. It's a mentality thing. It's like that. You feel something like, man, there's a good individual here.
you know, when I bring these people, I try to gauge myself off that. You know, is this someone?
He really does, though.
Yeah, you know, I try to find if this is good. Is this someone we can all kind of engage and, you know, not lose people's interest? Can we learn something from all this? Look,
Enough about
apparently
yourself.
in
Back to
here,
the cat.
I've got an Erica,
I didn't know that.
and she didn't either.
What?
I was like,
I heard every religion. I'm telling
But you know, let's not go
learning
here.
here.
That's why I'm
Yeah.
kind of trying to ask shit, but then you know,
Right. We're gonna keep sailing through it. Let's sit back into the driver's seat of the interview and drive you back into the questions. So,
Religion.
this is not supposed to be about religion, but
it's just here's my thing. You know what I'm trying to understand is, you know, you growing up and becoming an artist. What was it like for you growing up? Where did the inspirations draw from? Your family's, you know, Hare Krishna. So I'm assuming that in your house, it must have not been like an everyday household when we all used to grow up and we had certain things. I'm assuming that some of that is a little different. I'm not saying it was completely different, but
And
Was it the whole
you're
time?
completely right. You know, I lived a very gypsy nomadic life. You know, traveling from place to place. I never had like stability. I never had the opportunity to keep friends for very long. I went to one school for 1 year. I went to one school, and the next year I had to change. So I was always a new girl. I was always like a chameleon, and you know, like I had to figure out ways to make friends. And this whole time, like I had spirituality because we went to the temples and we would associate with the people there. And I would, you know, worship the deities. I would do service alongside with my father, and he was very popular in the community because he is a disciple of Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada is a famous guru in the Western world that brought the Hare Krishna philosophy and made it so that the Western people could understand it. And he wrote a book, and he wrote many books, and he opened temples around the world. So, being a disciple of this guru, you're very fortunate, and I feel so lucky to have my father. You know, he's probably
wow. Okay, well, you know, some girls grow up like that, daddy's little girl. But in a religion like that, though, growing up in a house like that, did people look at you different growing up? Because when you say this to me, I kid you not. When I thought of Hare Krishna, I've only pictured in my mind. This
Is
is
it
all
like
this-
the gypsy reality show that I see on TV?
Oh, where they jump in a little wagon and
No,
take off and shit?
no. They just
That's the Amish.
Those are Amish.
No, it's not.
no, gypsies
live like that too.
Yeah.
But
Gypsies,
like the
they're
Amish?
different.
But they
I
live like
just
that
understood
in
that way of life. It's like a tight-knit community. That's really what gypsy means. We fuck
A
with
tight-knit
us.
community.
Gypsy, my nigga, gypsies,
They move like a town.
Well,
we
I
fuck
didn't-
with us.
I said
Did the whole
gypsy
time
because
move?
we travel.
Yeah, you used it like a metaphor.
Yeah,
Together.
It's not like we're gypsies. For
Yeah.
real. Like,
She didn't say like a whole town of hippies.
But-
She meant a drifter.
So if me and my so if me, my girl, and my kids keep moving, are we gypsies? Or if
You're
me
nomads.
and my whole apartment complex,
Nigga, you's a hippie.
if you're traveling, you're a nomad.
with your family, your immediate family.
It doesn't nomads.
You need
That's to it.
Biological.
Nomads. That's a group of you now. You know, I think
Because if you're by yourself, you're a drifter.
right, but she said gypsy.
So you're in
because
the
she was
box.
using that as a descriptive metaphor. She
Yeah.
wasn't saying that she's literally a gypsy. She was
Yeah.
just giving
That's
us-
just a metaphor.
Metaphorically,
Right,
yeah,
right.
explanation.
Metaphorically.
Exactly.
Right. But again, you know, back to that, you know, when I thought of these Hare Krishnas, I think guys like dressed orange, and because there's I've always seen them
That's the
dressed in that
monk.
orange outfit with the one sleeve, strap,
But aren't
And-
those monks?
Yeah, those
ball,
are monks, right?
and they're
That's how
playing the
they
little
Yeah.
cartoons. But is
And
that
the brindanga, the drums.
okay? Yes, right. Whatever that was you just said right now. But
The drums.
Brindanga.
Brindanga.
RNDANGA.
MRN?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Like, think of Fritanga. Brindanga.
Mondongo.
No, wait, what?
Look it up.
Mofongo. Listen, so, but like when you think of them, you think of them in the outfits, bald, you know, playing in front of these little buildings and for people. But did you have to dress like that too?
Yo, Theo.
I mean,
There's more
that's for the males. They shave their heads so
Right.
so that they're cute. They don't have to deal with, jersey.
Yeah.
And then we dress in long skirts and just like
This is
saris
little.
sometimes.
Okay, so what's the sorry?
I know I'm sorry.
A sari is a
this one-
long.
Nah, hell.
cross
No,
over
they wear it.
Oh,
Give me a
okay,
buck.
okay.
Like there's a
Give your
process
buck.
where from my arm. Like
So-
that's pretty. I wouldn't wear one,
But growing up, were you looked at differently for all this stuff? Did you
You want to
and
give me
obviously you're in a religion that's not one of the top religions out there, you know, not everyone's going around like Christians. Not everybody. You know.
A lot of people wear
Yeah, so
Yeah.
again, but growing up, so you were looked at as intrigued, not as like what
Right.
this
I
I
was
guess.
never outcasted for it.
Right. So no one looked at you like
My friend wants to know how to spell what is
yeah, how do we spell Hare Krishna?
Yeah, how do we spell
HARE
HARE?
RISHNA
Okay, be careful. Say flicks
Or
next week before
it
you Hare
could be-
Krishna, bro.
KRSNA.
You guys gonna take my only
Why?
friend away from me.
Yeah, he's gone. That's cool, man. I'm just fascinated with this because I'm assuming that this, you know, because of that, you know, your upbringing might have been a little different, you know, and for you to sit here like an artist, and now we know that you're a conscious artist, but you know, it's just curious because you would think someone based on that faith doesn't lead into music. You know, you figure you're doing something more humanitarian, like, you know, like.
Music is life.
It is, but you know, I don't know what a typical Hare Krishna would look at it is. Hell, sometimes there's just parents at home that you tell them I'm gonna be a musician, but man, go get a real job. You know what I mean? Like it's just looked at sometimes. It's not like this. Wow, I'm gonna throw my hands up right now. This is a gift from God that this is gonna be an artist. You know?
Right.
Is you?
So you look like you want to ask a question.
Where is it? Like, where's it from? Like, where did it originate?
Where did it originate
Like, what?
from?
Like, what area?
It originated in India.
Oh.
We come from a branch of Hinduism, but Hinduism is just a name what the English had put, the British had put into a box because there's so many different branches of Hinduism, just to label it one thing. But we come from a branch called Gaudiya Vedanta, and it focuses on Vaishnavis. So
So Hinduism is like the easiest way to
that it
So
focuses
pretty
on
much-
what?
we Vishnu and Krishna.
What's your question, Theo?
Well,
You have a question?
there's Vishnu, the maintainer of the universe. There's Brahma, the creator, and there's Shiva, the destroyer.
So the
Oh, wow.
different gods.
You were mentioning that about
It's
Shiva.
so
Those are
crazy.
manifestations of Krishna.
Okay.
It's so crazy
Krishna
how
has put a responsibility for these things.
So who's the devil in that world? Just the devil himself? Is he still the devil?
what is he called?
The devil is.
What's his name in there?
Human.
There's the god.
Yamaraj is hell?
Well, yeah.
So if I wanted to give to someone what Yamaraj,
He is. The funny thing is, Yamaraj is still a devotee of Krishna. He's not an evil person. He's in charge of that aspect.
oh, he's like the warden of
Yes.
the prison. Okay, but he works for Krishna.
Oh, shit, I don't like that. I'm
Right,
gone.
he's like the warden. He's not the
warden
devil.
of the prison.
He's just like, look, bro, I'm down here in hell watching y'all, but I'm gonna go back to a little bit.
That's the worst one of all.
Every religion, though, I feel like I do be wanting to learn. Like, okay, so what's y'all hell like?
Yeah.
When you asked that, I was like, wow, that's the fucking. That's you know where you go. What? Do you go into the worst part? No, I'm saying. No, you go. Yeah, you gotta know where you're going.
You know where you're going, but you on the way. Right?
You gotta at least think you do when you fucking get up.
Okay, so there is no devil. There's just this guy that supervises hell. Basically. So
I like that place.
Right. Listen, our listeners are not of the educated mind. Some are of the simple-minded level.
Okay.
So we're trying to water this down because you throw some words to us that we needed to either ask you how to spell it or go to Google and know what you're talking about.
Okay.
That's because you have a simple religion.
On the way home, I'm gonna be like this.
That's because whatever your religion is,
Mine's
simple.
Right. Mine's been
Yours is normal. And you go to some place, oh, you got the same religion as everybody else. She's at least
10%ers?
yo, it's not the norm. It's like having a fucking, I don't know, man. I just look at it like it's like a talent.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
It's like
That's
a
what I'm
talent.
saying, yeah,
It's like
rare.
I was born. It's like, okay, some people look at it like
That's why it's interesting, though.
it's
Exactly.
interesting.
Yeah.
She knew that shit. She knew, like she said, I was always the fucking new kid in school.
Yeah.
I bet you a bunch of people learned about whatever the fuck was going on in your career, and they were all like, "Hey, did you hear about Holy Krishna?" Man, did you hear about the new kid?
Talk to me, bro.
Yeah, but see, my auntie.
And she's a rapper, bro. She's coming to the site for next to the fucking soda machine. Like, what, bro? You must have been pretty cool, though, in all your how many high schools you went to?
Well, I didn't discover my rap talent until I was almost graduating.
In high school?
In high school.
But you were rapping, though.
I was rapping.
Of course, you were jumping in
As a
ciphers.
senior.
In
Senior
first
jumping
grade,
in
you started
ciphers.
jumping in ciphers with the fucking hip-hop kids.
There's your intuition.
But
Right
What do you mean, no? Because
It's a
Yeah, no, you're right, though. You're right. Because he had
in
to.
high school,
She
there
had
was
to,
circles
for
of
sure.
kids that were rapping.
For sure. We're not going to tell nobody else.
Yeah,
You
don't
know,
worry about
I don't think.
Damn, then what high school
I
did
went
you go
I
to?
went to Miami.
What
State
inspired you to
And
go to
nobody was like
And I
rap.
don't remember vividly. Like I just remember because I was in the drama class. I was in
Ah.
theater, and I just remember hanging out
Exactly.
with
You know,
people
that's what
who
you
knew
put.
how to act.
So
That's
drama.
what it used to be.
So drama class was so through high school. You was the drama,
I'm an
girl?
actress as well. Yes.
but acting was first, and then you started rapping.
Correct.
Okay,
Okay, so you know what?
See, now we're learning here, guys.
So wait,
But you know what? Later on in life, I found out that acting is going to be very difficult.
Acting is hard as hell.
And to get into.
And
But
they're
if
all
I
gonna
get-
pull their penises
but
out
if I get
everywhere.
known for rapping, they're going to ask me to be in movies.
Yeah, well, okay.
that is sort of the
But-
the evolution of it. Yeah, that's penis.
Yes, this is true. But rapping is a passion. Can you?
It is a passion.
It's
I
a
am
passion.
passionate about it.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters. That's why I said, like if you see a group of people rapping in a circle, will you go rap in that circle?
Yeah, that's what we wanted. Like to me,
Yeah.
my thing is like,
What the fuck?
what made you
We gotta
go
make that an ask
rap?
question.
Yes,
Out
that was my
of
But every time
all the other
everybody-
genres,
We started talking about
what
religion. He raised his
rapper
hand. I'm
inspired you to go there?
I like that.
But yeah, you get what
He
I'm saying.
said
Like, there has to
rap
be an
inspired
artist that caught her mind to go towards rap.
Okay.
There we go. There we go.
If she didn't dive into the rap.
I didn't know I could rap, and I was very much into rock music.
Okay.
Yes.
So I wasn't listening to Tupac or like
so it was
Biggie
rock.
Smalls. I was listening to Linkin Park. I was listening to Gorillaz. I was listening to.
Those are all rappers.
Those are all rappers, yeah.
Exactly. So those were the
That's
people that
what-
inspired me, and my all-to-all Eminem.
Okay.
I
Okay.
love
There you go.
Listen, my mom
His flow
spaghetti.
is so
So hold on,
sick.
time out. I have a question. So you're allowed to listen. All right. You're allowed to listen to
Oh,
other
yes.
music.
Good
Like,
question.
Or
like,
did
you're
you,
allowed
yeah,
to
were
listen
you
to
hiding
that
that?
music. Like, 'cause my mother, like, she was Christian, but she wasn't rocking with Eminem at all. Like, after I said, I'm sorry, Mom. Mom, I couldn't listen to him no more. He was cut off. So he come on the radio.
Accepting of you listening to Eminem.
So, a lot of religions like to have restrictions,
Yes.
especially growing up, which is why we have a misunderstanding of what God is. God is not supposed to be someone that is condescending you if you did something wrong, and you must confess if you did something wrong. God is an all-loving personality.
But
He is
that is
everything.
The
He is
religion
everything.
itself is on like Christianity, Catholicism. They're the ones that are. Hey, you're a witch. You gotta fucking burn it.
Nah, but God
They're the ones that
be putting water in a cup in front of you when you're thirsty and being like, hey.
Yeah,
don't
but
drink
that's
that
what.
water though. That's God. Don't drink that water though. And that's how I feel.
I be thirsty in the motherfucker.
Yeah, but God just don't want me to drink this water, so I'm gonna just not drink this water. And then your story to the rest of the world, and every human being in existence is that nigga drank the water. Look what happened to him.
Oh my God.
That nigga drank the water, and his family turned the fucking ass.
The only shit that happened wasn't it just the apple with Adam and Eve?
That's
true.
That shit kept
That's the
happening.
most important part.
No.
But
Fuck
that's
that.
because the devil.
Shit, you
And
talk.
that's what's wrong with us now.
The devil turned the earth.
No, that shit kept happening.
No, that was
In the very beginning, man.
That's why I'm interested in your.
If you wear it off, that's what it
okay,
is.
like you know how there's like
It
the
don't even matter.
mainstream religious stories that like 1,000
You feel right? You
movies.
should try it.
I'm sure what you were taught, right? Like growing up, because obviously because of that, it's influenced your music for you to be like, nah, I'm not gonna rap about guns under my titty. I'm gonna rap about spirituality because fuck, like that's all that I know.
Because it's influenced my life so
Exactly, so
amazingly.
deeply.
Yes.
And she
And
wants to
that's
share
why
it, and that's
And
what
you
she
want
wants
to
to share.
share it and
Exactly.
spread it.
Because I know I can help other people.
It really can though. Like if you truly like, I'm one of those people I get inspired by shit. Like I could hang out with you. Like if I hung out with you outside of this environment, I might be different for like 8 hours after we hang out. You know, and the more time I hung out with you, the better person I would become. Because most
Man, you're
people
such
are
a bad
images.
person.
I'm
Now
such
that I
a bad
think about it.
person. I'm a bad
You're
person.
not a bad person.
Nah, man. Yo, your
Only
parents
in
would
Aries,
not
You're a
be
good
happy.
person with bad quality.
Her parents would
I'm a person, but I do bad, but I'm willing to say sorry.
My bad.
Like, you know, like,
Are you really sorry if you continue to do it?
Exactly.
yes, I'm sorry that I did this. I'm sorry that I
Again.
think that.
But you keep doing it.
Listen,
Sorry.
I apologize. I'm like an R. Kelly song.
Back to the topic at hand.
What are you doing there?
So-
Are you smoking flavors?
No,
Okay, back to the
Damn,
topic. Back to the
it's
topic,
you know,
guys.
yeah,
Come on. Let's get it.
So
wait. I want to stay into the focus of because you mentioned about the music. So when you first started listening to all this music, and like you said with your beliefs, like how were you able to get away with that? Were your parents understanding of you coming in, jamming in some Eminem and
No,
Linkin
she
Park?
did
Like,
it with
I
headphones
went
on.
through all the typical teenager things that everybody goes through. I went through angst. I went through experimenting. I went through I went through the whole Shazam.
She's fucking normal, bro.
No,
It's not
Shazam!
like I've been this spiritual being my whole
She
life.
was in that
I
bubble.
just had a Saturn
Exactly.
return, and I actually came from a really dark place. And when you're so deep in this and
Yes.
you're miserable, and you don't know how to help yourself, and you don't know what's going on, and you have no like light at the end of the tunnel. And then you find yourself, and you get connected, and you find God, and you find something. You sort of like you get inspired.
Yeah.
You get inspired.
What was it like the first time you recorded a song? Explain that experience that day or that moment. Like, hey, I think that I'm gonna record it. Or did you buy the laptop? Did your brother or your sister or you figure out like how the fuck did you record your first time?
Well, my first recording would be over the phone.
What? Where was you in prison? No, not recording dirty. Record a song.
Record your first song.
Yeah, like your first song.
To be honest, I recorded my first song this year.
What?
What was your feeling like? Like when it went from your head to the paper to the mic.
Like you
felt how did it come together? What was the story of you was like I wrote it?
Like you just
fuck writing the song. You already got the song written. You woke up in the morning, you was like, hey, I'm gonna record this. What happened?
Well, I had an accumulation of songs that I've written since high school.
Yes.
Just in my head. And I've been writing ever since I had like a really immense experience. Like I went to India for 1 year and I wrote a song on that. And I just kept it. I never wrote it down because I knew that if I didn't memorize it and I lost my shit, because one time I lost everything, then I wouldn't like have my music. So I memorized it all and I learned how to do that. And then this year when I was able to record the song and I was able to produce the beat with my friend, I was so good. Like I couldn't believe it because everything that I've worked for is actually coming to life. Yeah. And it's because I've actually worked for it.
You guys recorded on your phone?
No, we recorded in the actual studio.
What? You made your own beat?
No, I didn't make the beat. I have a friend who's doing that for me. We're working together because he's an audio engineer.
So your first time recording a song was in a real studio with like a building, a door?
No, it's not like it's a studio built in-home.
Okay, so it was an in-home studio.
Yes.
So you went there knowing that you was gonna fucking lay out your song. You knew what song you was gonna play.
Yes.
So you fucking laid your song out. You're sitting there and you're listening to your song for the first time ever. You should get her autograph. Did you see the dream?
I did. The vision.
You saw it.
I have a very big imagination. I like to think way above and beyond, and I knew that this was just the beginning.
Yes.
This is like the beginning of my journey, and I knew that so much more. I dream a lot about this, and I can see it because I know. Have you seen that video on YouTube with Denzel Washington? And he's talking about goals. Yeah. And he's talking about how dreams will just stay dreams until you execute them.
Didn't Will Smith do that? I thought it was Will Smith.
There's a bunch of YouTubers. There's YouTubers putting fucking niggas talking behind music behind 300 and shit. You gotta wake up every day and brush your teeth, nigga. And it's like, bah, bah, bah. But yeah, I know exactly. I do listen to that shit though. That motivational shit.
It's just that one video, actually.
Yeah, but it's beautiful.
Affected by it?
Well, yeah, I love that actor. First of all, I love movies, so.
So how many songs have you recorded up to this date now? How many do you have in the bag?
I have 7 songs in total for my album.
Nice.
So I pretty much recorded 5 out of the 7.
Artwork, everything's ready to go?
Almost. Like it's not mastered. I still have to tweak the beats. I'm still maybe possibly collaborating with other people.
What? I want to jump on the track. I'm a god out here. You don't know, but I don't know if you feel it, but I'm like a rap god out here. Ask about me.
Yeah, look, just ask.
I'll jump on the track with you, and I'll be.
They're figuring you right now.
Yeah. But whatever. But yo, if you hit me up, yo, and you see this with her, I'll jump on the track. Just because I know we ain't gonna do it. You know, I know that I'm gonna offer you to jump in your song. I have a feeling you're probably not gonna do it, but if you. But I'm
with you on that.
But if you ask me, if you come to me, you be like, yo, jump on my song, let's go do this interview together. I'll fucking jump in your song. Well, shit, I promise you.
But no bad words.
Yeah, you can't.
No, I couldn't control everything I say.
The whole fucking song's gonna be beep.
I'm not fucking. I'm not over 40.
Penis and vaginas and
Yeah.
okay to say. So
Penis and vagina. Where we're all from.
She can't collaborate with Penis and Vagina Records.
Yes,
It's already. It's not
Where are you
allowed.
from? Of course, she said it. She's from Penis and Vagina. Yeah.
She was born in Venezuela.
Penis.
That was vagina. Your mom.
Somebody.
both of them.
Your mom's Brazilian.
Yeah, and the dad's Venezuela.
See?
But she was
Look,
born
I
in
knew it.
Venezuela.
I felt
Wait.
So wait, all the songs that you have are what you've written while you were in high school, and then now you
Towards
Where
the
she
end of
started.
high school.
Yeah.
okay. And then those songs is what you
A
made.
collaboration
all
now,
those-
yeah.
I'm
like,
kind
you
of
made
finishing
into
the songs. See, I wrote just like the
She's like
beginning of
18.
those songs, except for the first song. Some were completed, but some were just half. I needed to make a chorus. I needed to make the hook.
Yeah.
I needed to finish the
music,
ending to make it 3 minutes, you know, or a little
Right.
longer. So I did a lot of that work this year. But those were incomplete songs that I brought into fruition.
nice.
The transition from being a poet to hip hop, because you said you didn't know you could do
Oh,
music.
it's exciting.
Like how
You're
did
not just writing, rhyming. You're spitting.
Right. Oh, yeah, okay.
I mean, yeah,
That's the Eminem coming out right there.
You feel the intensity more with music versus
That shit hard
I
as
feel
hell
like
to do.
it brings me to life.
Yeah.
No, it ain't.
Because
What?
part of
I
Eminem,
can't
you know, when
rhyme,
he's out there and he feels it, that's what I feel. I feel like I can deliver the words in different ways and I could play. I'm a word geek, so I like to use the words and I
See,
like
so it's
to,
easier for you.
you know,
Do you
break them
use
up.
Very
I used
but
to have
I would need like a rhyming
And that's part
thesaurus.
of the reason why I don't use profanity is because you don't have to use cuss
Look at
words
Will
What,
Smith.
okay,
Yeah.
so all right, so
Look at
when
Will
to
you
Smith.
make it
Will
sound
Smith.
If you try to talk without
Will Smith,
profanity,
every song
if you
Will
got
Smith
zapped
did,
every time,
yeah,
if you got zapped
I
every
cuss
time,
around everybody. My mom be like, "Listen, I'm your mom." Like she had to talk to me 4 times in my life. Like, yeah, you can't talk to me like I'm somebody on the street. And I'll be like, "Yo, but I'm saying all this shit." But
Stop it!
okay, so all right. As an artist, I'm also a rapper. I've been rapping whatever. Like I said, I'm a rap god, right? Fucking, what's your fucking verse that you know straight off top of your head that you can spit for us real quick?
Do you need a beat?
No, what the hell, John?
Okay, my bad.
Fuck out of this rap talk.
You want to
You
beat
need
on
a
the
beat?
table?
You want me
You know
to
how to
fucking
beatbox?
beat? No, none of that. Just straight, we want to hear a lyric, you know?
Okay, well, there you go.
There comes a time when the crevice of my life implodes into the leather smithereens made up of human souls and the 20,000 emotions that are building up inside of me, making me tremble like the volcanic tendencies that occur in my life, never leaving me in peace to conjure the thoughts that are simultaneously deceasing. Everyone around me constantly surrounded, hustling and bustling and converting the enemy. And I wait. I take a look outside and design. I play with the fire that's centered around the world and the cries, mixed happiness and greed. Maniacal smiles are looking straight at me, and it turns into wheat. And everywhere I look in this maniacal place, the eyes are coercing me to see, manifesting the being I used to be free, before they cut off my wings of glee.
I like that.
Yeah.
Energy.
I like
Cut
that.
off them wings.
I like that she did it and
Wow.
didn't even say,
That's for
You wasn't even like,
The sun has a smile. I envision the road ahead of me for miles, running wild like a rain of tiles across my living room floor. Before me is the door with the thorns, covering every inch of the knob, forbidding me to leave. So I randomly decide to rob the underdog of life, releasing the stripe that's been cutting me like a sharp knife. For me, the wife of the demigods in my sick mind. It's like the blind man I imagined the other night, who saw the truth in a terrible cloud. He calls the world the material world, or everything that defines the perilous of the world. I see the ghostly thorns growing out of the priest's cranium, reciting a holy prayer in a mystic church stadium. There's no heaven or hell, he would say. This land is bound to destruct in many cataclysmic ways. So don't you dare sell your soul to the devil, for he'll dishevel the level, making you rebel with life.
Yeah.
energy. Yeah. Yo, like I would need the lyrics while I'm hearing it.
Like, wait, hold on, go back, what's the word?
Like I gotta
I
process
get
shit.
a lot of that. Like people are like, they look like they're mesmerized instead of
Yeah.
like being like,
Yeah,
Yeah, like, wait, man, I gotta think about this.
for real. It's like,
But it's
Rebel of life.
pretty
What?
cool what she said though.
It is. You know what? Your lyrics in your music, like, you said this, I think, a little bit. You said you were, you like to speak on positive messages, things like that. But like, is it only geared towards that? Do you see yourself branching out, or you just want to stay in this focus of everything's going to be positive? Because sometimes, like, I mean, if you listen to certain music, like Eminem, for example, like you mentioned, but there's a bunch of other rappers. I mean, yeah, it might sound raw and gritty, but they're telling you their story. In other words, it's their life, their depictions, for the most part, unless we want to talk about those studio gangsters, but that's not another topic. But for you, do you feel like you just focus on this, or could you branch out? Could you see yourself getting raw and gritty like that?
Well, I had a couple people tell me that my music is dark, actually.
Really?
Yeah. So because I'm speaking of experience, that was my first rap that I ever wrote. So I'm talking about like how like volcanic tendencies, right? I'm angry. I don't know. I see the
and it's the energy, the delivery that you got with it.
And I'm confused, and they cut off my wings of glee, right. And my strife. There's a lot of darkness in there. And I also bring that in my new music because I'm talking about my story, how I came from dark to light. Right. And that's the theme for a lot of it. The album is called Reborn.
Okay.
Does that make sense now, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So it's not just positivity. It's like a lot of, there's two energies in the universe. There's yin and yang. There's Shakti and Shiva. There's energy and matter.
That's true.
And there can't be any light without the darkness. Yes. And people need to embrace their darkness.
Yeah, you can't feel
if
joy
you don't embrace them,
positive.
Every pastor I knew in my life was a murderer before.
I try to see you for who you are. I'm gonna give every one of you a card also. Yeah, just so you can see like. I have my two eyes and like Miranda Shines as the logo. I could see you, for who you are, and I can help you because I have a lot of my friends that tell me that I should be like a psychologist or an advisor or a counselor. Yeah, but I don't do that kind of thing. I'd rather just do that for my friends and family and whoever comes my way. And also I have like teacher qualities. Like somebody read my palm when I went out on a trip, and they told me that I was going to be on stage and I could teach. I'm currently taking yoga teacher training classes.
Oh, okay.
So I'm doing that, and I'm studying Ayurveda, which is the oldest holistic system in India. So I'm learning about health, and I'm learning about yoga so that I could teach anyone. And I'm also speaking of my experience.
Are you doing like public speaking?
I'm diving into that.
And through your music, regardless, you're doing public speaking.
Yeah.
Because if somebody is in a dark way, they can But if somebody's gone through pretty much what you've gone through, and they hear her music, they can probably be like, damn, I know how she feels.
I want to write a book. Later on in life, I want to do TED Talk. I want to do all that.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That is ambition right there.
I also want to get my story and make a video and send it to Oprah. Now one's talking to
Oprah. Really?
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute, because you and I don't, you've said it quite a bit. When you talk about your dark times and now, it seems like it's a little big. And I'm not trying to get Oprah in here, and I'm not trying to, have you open up into a whole hour of the dark side of your life. But give us a little insight as to what you mean by this dark path.
What was your dark?
What was it, relationship related?
Well, I can give you an idea. As I was growing up, I'm the oldest of 5. Okay. So I kind of always played second mom. Also, I had some of that responsibility.
She had a job when she was second.
She was wrestling, baby.
That's just sad for real.
Actually, yes. My dad and I used to wear a hat, and I would sell say no to drug stickers. And that's how we made money.
You sold those?
My dad taught me how to be a salesperson when I was around.
Yeah, like I said, that shit.
Completely right.
Yo, a job when you that young, because I be telling my kids they gotta wash the dishes and pick up my dirty plates off the table. They be tripping. I couldn't imagine being a child. You got a real ass job.
So if I didn't have any money, my
dad
taught me how to make money out there without having
Oh, great. So great.
So while all in that, my mom at one point got deported to Brazil because she didn't have her papers, and they took all the kids away from my father. And then the judge at one point said that my dad wasn't capable of taking care of 5 kids. He was having a really hard time. And so, like, I was still going to school. I was separated from my family. You know, I acted out and I rebelled a lot. You know, I was always against the anti-government. I was like, I don't want to, you know, fuck the system, right? It was me against the world. And so, like, when that happened,
Yes, I like you called it because I didn't.
I didn't think she did. I was like,
We got her. We did it. We did it. We made her do it. We broke her.
you know what?
Record it. Hey, it doesn't matter. Record it.
The worst part was I thought I was just talking in my head. I didn't know I said that.
We don't know this, but it's
Hey, listen. Keep ready. He was waiting
You
the
know
whole
what I was
time.
gonna say, like,
Nah, he didn't wait. That was the first time, but that was nice. That was nice.
yeah, because I thought I was
Oh,
We're cutting her off. You were saying your mom.
okay, so my mom was deported, and the judge was assigned to my father, and he was or he or she.
How old are you, by the way, at this time?
I was about 15.
15. Okay, continue.
15,
The normal rebellious age.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, I can see what you're
15,
saying.
16.
And she gave me
I had a
more
kid at
time.
15, so
Yeah,
I
I was-
rebelled pretty
So you
hard.
know.
I was doing it. I got 15 already.
So on one unsupervised visit,
Everything was this big.
actually, okay, so the judge said that they had threatened to give up the kids for adoption, and for my
my
family,
God. So you guys were in foster
for my
care?
father, yeah, we were in foster care already, and
Sorry to hear that.
you know, it's really important that our families stay together. We've been through so much. Like, we'll be in the car, we'll sleep together, or like we'll
Yeah, of course.
They'll
because you're-
all
you're family.
separate us in different rooms. Me and my sister in one, and like my brothers all in different beds in one room. But then, like, you'll wake up in the morning, open the door, and they're all in one bed, right? Because
Yeah,
Beautiful.
of course, that's what. Yeah.
so in that way, it's important. So then one day on an unsupervised visit, we went with my father, and he decided to take us all to Mexico.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
He said, "Fuck everything."
And we were living in Miami.
You guys
Wow,
have
that's
the
a hell
time
of
of
a
your
drive.
life. You probably bought y'all a
From
fucking
where?
coloring
From
book.
where?
He said, hey,
From Miami.
Calico.
From Miami. Okay.
From Miami to here, that's a hell of a drive.
For some time, we were on the Department of Children and Families website as missing children.
Oh my God.
How many of you guys?
Five.
Oh, damn,
And
that
we're
is risking
beautiful
it here.
kids.
Well, it looks like it so far. Yes.
Carl,
We'll take the advice from you, and we'll give you credit for your other.
So you lived in Mexico for how long?
So we went to Mexico, and I didn't like it. And, you know, I was just like really upset because I had a boyfriend, I had everything, I had developed a life, right?
Yeah.
And I wasn't taking it so well. So, I mean, I stayed for about 3 months, and then I told my boyfriend, I told the foster parents about what happened. But I didn't want to, like, betray my family at the same time. But anyways, my boyfriend at the time came from Miami, and he came to see me in Mexico, and he visited my family. He knew everybody. And then at one
I
night,
really like you.
Wait, Cuban?
yeah,
So
but one
young.
night I kissed all my siblings goodbye, and I went back to Miami.
Oh,
How old is this?
This is 15
boy?
at the time. This is
How old is this guy?
16.
This guy was 16 years old and went to come fucking see you in Mexico? From Miami?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Rich
No
parents.
homework.
You need to write a book.
She said that. She planned to do that.
You need to write a fucking book.
So when
But
you
the fact that
left with your boyfriend and then did
So-
dad try to contact you? Did he know who you were?
Yeah, he knew where I was.
He was okay with you leaving, or?
Well, I mean, it was just what happened, you know? And I think
That's the
everything
gypsy
happens
in you.
for a reason.
moving
So I
around.
was accepted into a program after I'd been to a couple foster homes when I got back, because that's just what happens.
Sure.
And then I emancipated after I moved into my boyfriend's place, and then we broke up, obviously. So then, like, this program is called RTI, Road to Independence, and so you get a stipend from the government of $2,000 or 1,000 something, 200.
So what?
And then half of that.
Where do you apply? Where do you apply?
You maintain yourself, right? I was aging out of the system, and they give me money so that I go to school and I maintain my education, and I'm able to pay for rent, food, etc.
Right.
With 1,000.
So half of that I sent to my family because I felt guilty, immense guilt.
And
I
they were
missed
still
them.
in Mexico
And
in this
yes,
whole time.
yes.
How much younger are your siblings?
My siblings are, it's funny because I'm like, there's a huge age gap. I'm 29 and the oldest is 21, and then below that's 20, and then below that's 17, 18 and 17.
So they all stayed closer in group. You were like the.
So they were
I
really
was the
small.
first
You
one
left.
that was like,
The eldest, yeah.
Yeah. and then they all came popping out.
Yeah, you were the party.
Yeah,
child.
yeah.
That's when the parents party that one night.
Whatever you
How
say.
they Christian was really having a holiday that day. Holiday that day. So, so just going back to that. So then you had to experience all that. I'm guessing that was pretty rough.
He looked like Homer.
Yeah.
He was mad.
Yeah.
Physical.
This thing right here, Mr.
I
Giggles.
just experienced a lot of like
I didn't even
separation,
say shit.
you know, and not having family in this night. I did a lot of like geographical moves, you know, trying to like but I mean, I was functional. You know, I went to China for 1 month to study macro and microeconomics. You know, I went to college. I didn't finish, so I plan to go back. But you know, there's just like things here and there. I was just like, I'm sorry.
For
How long have I been here?
No,
on
How
your
long
own.
were you by yourself?
Yeah,
Since you were on
no.
your own.
Like when
Been
you
on my
came,
own ever since.
Oh,
No,
so
your family
No,
they
they
were
were
saying
in Mexico?
you're 16.
Yeah.
Did obviously your family moved back or no?
No, my family's
They're still
still
in
there.
Mexico.
They're still in Mexico.
So
Wow.
I went to go see my family once after I came back from that trip in China.
Mhm.
And then I saw them again for the second time after 8 years this year in
Oh,
May.
shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is all of this coming out in your music? Because now I suddenly want to listen to everything you have.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I feel.
But is
Yes.
this, have you learned? Because listen, I'm a musician, and I know that it takes a long time to be able to fucking take exactly what you feel and put it in music. So I'm gonna ask you: have you figured out how to fucking connect all of this shit that you've been through and put it in music?
Okay, so to be honest, completely honest, I had started being very serious about my music career this year.
Boom.
Because
You've got to
last
keep
year-
making music.
Right, because I found that I could actually do this, and I've been pushed in that right direction, and I've been really like motivated to do it, but I haven't. There's so much to learn, you know.
Just keep going, because
I need
listen,
to learn how to
once you
freestyle
tap
more.
in, you gotta learn how to freestyle more, yes, or you could just focus. There's two ways to go about it. I'm gonna give you a little game. You could go the fucking I could freestyle and all the rappers think I'm cool, right?
Right.
Or you could just focus on how to transfer your fucking energy, like your sadness about specific points. Like, listen, when I was really fucked up, I loved eating tuna fish. It was the greatest
Yeah,
moment
but
of
you
my
have
life.
to feel
And
it.
then exactly, but
If
you
I don't
learn
feel
how
it
to
at
write.
the moment,
You know how to capture the moment about small
Right.
sections of your shitty experience that felt like good experiences.
Right.
Now that you made it past it,
Mhm.
so you've got to keep writing
Mhm.
multiple songs, and it's like a microscope or a telescope. It's like the same concept writing songs, right?
Okay.
They both do the same. It's just a bunch of lenses focusing in really close or focusing really far.
Fine tuning it.
So the more you write, you're adding a lens, like click, 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 click. And then now you're able to be like, I remember my shoelaces were dirty.
I think that a lot of that is focus and meditation as well.
today?
No.
And that's exactly what I've been studying. I'm reading
Exactly.
a book called Hatha Yoga Pradipika, and it's pretty much telling me about the initial stages of purifying your mind and your body so that you can prepare for higher stages of consciousness,
Yes.
meditate. And then I would have more control over my mind.
Yeah.
Because the mind is the
You
most
could pinpoint
difficult
shit.
thing to control.
Yeah, you can pimp. I was just
The mind is a powerful thing.
so fucking powerful.
Wait, so I have a question. So your dad is still in Mexico, right? So who like motivated you or pushed you into going back to the religious thing, into this religion since you were alone here?
I
quote
always
unquote.
felt connected, but at some point I fell off. Fell off the beam because I wasn't really. I just got lost, and that happens to people.
What drove you to get lost? Was it just the loneliness? Was it just a relationship?
Rebelliousness, maybe.
Yeah, or was it just Miami?
I didn't know how to get back. No, I was living in Hawaii for 3 years.
What the
I
fuck?
got a lot of.
You had an awesome
you mentioned you lived a year in India, three in Hawaii. You've done China,
Mexico.
Yeah, like.
But if I lived the life traveling in the States growing up, what makes you think I'm going to stay in one place?
I would assume that.
I felt like I had to.
But what brought you to this?
But you know what? The challenge is this year, after I came back from that, is for me to stabilize myself, and I've been here. That's a transformation that I stayed.
This is the first time. Then.
Not a house, but I have like a studio.
But this is the first time where you feel like you're grounded.
My roots. I'm actually staying here and like connecting and building my foundation.
Why Miami? If you've been to
because
Hawaii,
I know
you've been to China,
because God
India.
brought me back here. I don't know. I didn't know I was going to come back to Miami when I was in Hawaii. I had no idea.
What's the difference?
But my friend said, "Hey, I have a place that you can stay here," and he bought me a ticket.
What's the difference between Hawaii and Miami?
Oh.
Really, bro?
Well, first
I want to know. I understand what it is.
This is his personal moment.
Bro, go outside. Huge difference.
How many races is walking around? Way less than here.
Yes.
That's anywhere though. What the fuck? Come on.
Can I not ask questions?
Can I not fantasize?
Because this place is fucking weird with all these different fucking humans. Bro.
I would suggest you go.
This place is filled with so many different races. It's fucking weird.
You know what? Give us.
Diversity is good.
What's the culture like? How much of a difference is it from the mainland? Is it really noticeable?
The world.
We're people in Hawaii are very connected to the land, and there's a lot of beautiful places to go hiking. And whenever you go somewhere, you offer yourself, and you say, "Hey, I accept. Can I please enter this land?" It's actually very spiritual.
Everyone's got more of a spiritual way of communicating out there.
Yeah, but that's not only them, but New Zealand is the same way.
Well, we're talking about America. Why is it America?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. New Zealand is like that.
But Hawaii is almost like disconnected a little bit.
But no, I was gonna say, like you said,
they're a tribe that was taken over.
They're very spiritual.
White people.
They're the haka.
Even their hula dances. When they're dancing, both male and female, as they dance, they tell a story.
Yes, I love it.
Everything is from within for them.
Interpretive art.
Yeah, everything.
Did you ever see them dance live?
The way they make their food.
That shit makes my heart race when I see it on TV.
Their family oriented.
I get excited. I'm not even joking.
It
changes my breath. Like I've been watching on the next thing I know, I'm like,
what's the main thing you miss about Hawaii right now?
The hiking.
Hiking?
Yeah, because we don't have any mountains here.
Were you able to see a lava? Like an actual volcano?
No, I didn't see that.
No?
There's a lot that I didn't experience when I was in Hawaii.
What do you feel like you left on the table?
Oh, I need to go surfing. Well, I was in Hawaii when I was 7 years old, but I don't remember much. So when I was in Hawaii this time, there's a lot that I didn't do that I wish I did.
But were you there as you were there as a resident? Like you weren't experiencing it as a tourist,
right?
So it's different.
It is.
What's work like out there? Can you usually get a job in Hawaii, or is it hard to find work?
She was there when she was set. Oh yeah, she was working when she was set.
It depends what you're going for.
What did you do over there? What did you do with your time in Hawaii?
Well, actually, I was dating this person who was the owner of this club called Asylum. It's one of the top 100 clubs in the world. It's very exclusive. Black Eyed Peas perform there. It's an after-hours party club. So sometimes I was the door person, you know, like doing that. I also did work in like his office. He was a homeowner.
Right.
So care home for like elderly people.
Okay.
So I did like some office work, but to be honest, in Hawaii, I didn't work much at all.
So you were there because of, I guess, relationship from what I'm hearing.
Relationship, adventure, experience. I got to meet the coolest people on the island, but the coolest people, like people that you'd see at Burning Man.
What's your
definition of hippie?
Pie.
A tree huggers.
Free mind, free thoughts, not attached to the matrix. Not attached
I
to
hear
any
Burning
rules.
Man. I just think weird.
I want to go to Burning Man so bad.
I think weird people.
I'm gonna go there.
I think the weirdest shit.
I am going to go to Burning Man.
No, we're going. Remember last
week we're going to.
We all planned it.
Yeah, you've been to Burning Man?
Actually, we're going to
You do
Scotland.
shit like that?
And Jenny,
you're about that though?
You're about that.
You
shroom?
I'm saying I would do that at least once in my life.
Do you eat
No,
shrooms?
she stays
She just wants to experience it one
sober
time.
life.
Oh, so you would just go there just to see everybody
Yes,
else tripping balls?
sober.
Tripping balls.
But everybody is tripping.
No,
not
that is
everybody's
not
on drugs.
Okay, 70%. 70% of the people there are high and they're being observed by a fucking 30. What is it? Am I right with my math?
Experience, let me tell you, being sober, the whole experience is completely different if you're in the right place. You're already high.
This is true.
You have to experience the best of both worlds.
Either
Either you're doing drugs and alcohol or you're not, and you're suffering, and because you're watching other people do it and you're jealous, or you're sober and you're happy.
That's not me.
You're high on life. I get mad when I'm sober, really. Like I got a problem.
And me too.
I turn the
It's not getting mad.
and my hands.
It's like there's so many people that are shit.
It's no, I did time in prison. Like I did years where.
But you have to practice some form of.
Man, listen, that's mandatory. I was sober. I ain't practicing shit. Like you won't stop.
You have no other choice.
But as soon as
So you're naturally an angry person?
No,
He's not angry at all. You can't to get him mad. Like
like it takes a lot to piss me off. Like you got to really be disrespecting me in order
I
got to feel offended in order to get mad. You get what I'm saying? Like
he jokes. Like there's times that I'm like, bro, please.
Because
I've heard the same joke 100 times. Can you just like, please? And then he'll be like, okay.
What happened to
I was listening.
He was meditating.
That vegan chocolate.
Because his ways.
He literally wakes up.
You know, I have nothing against marijuana.
You smoke something.
And it's just got to be used properly.
Huh? Yeah.
You hear that?
Did you
See, like I smoke to get by, not to get high.
Yeah, no.
Is this proper? It is properly stored. It is packed.
I put it in my pocket. I don't bother
Some people
nobody.
can do it and some can't.
Him.
Yeah, exactly.
Use it
Everybody's
instead of like a
constitution is
Xanax.
different, and that's the main point in Ayurveda. Everybody's unique. It's like a fingerprint. You have to know how to regulate and treat your
If
body.
not, I feel like I'm
You can't do
anxious. Like
everything. What
my
everybody
leg will
else
be. I'll be
does.
moving my
That's
leg.
the problem
Like
in the Western world. Everybody does one thing,
I'm
and
100 miles an hour.
that's the
So I need to smoke
problem.
it chill.
Right, but it's not. Everybody has their own way.
I'm bitter.
Everyone reacts
Finding
differently to
balance
it. Yeah.
in their life.
Yeah, everyone. I think
Angry.
that.
For sure. Definitely everybody reacts differently.
You know
I can't smoke.
what I can do. doesn't necessarily translate to the person next to me. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that it's impossible. Maybe they can learn or whatever.
I've already signed away with the first time I did.
Off more times than not, like I remember one time I popped a Molly or something. It did nothing to me. Did nothing.
It wasn't real.
It wasn't
You're
real.
right.
You would have felt that shit, right? I didn't pay for it. So
It wasn't real.
Oh, you're definitely right.
You would have definitely felt that.
Everybody else
It's like the new ecstasy.
on this vibe.
It's a new drug, but it's like
It's not ecstasy.
it's not ecstasy.
It's ecstasy on crack cocaine.
Base, but seen was
It's
Like a hybrid of like homosexual.
plant fertilizer. Plant fertilizer, what I saw in China.
I definitely
And it comes from China under plant
And
fertilizer
that's
compound.
the main goal, actually,
They
to
kill you.
help people find
White
a
little
balance.
crystals.
Yeah.
If I could find a balance in my lifestyle, because that's where happiness.
Where did you? How were you able to find your balance? Because you said you said currently.
Well, I haven't achieved it fully yet.
You're still there.
You're still in battle.
Balance is very difficult. Balance in the mind, balance in your diet.
Where do you figure
mind,
out?
Oh,
balance
okay.
in
Complete
exercise.
balance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
complete
you're right.
Balance,
You're right.
total alignment.
That's
Where do you
hard,
figure it out?
man. That's like
well, there's no
quantum
like
McDowell.
level or what do you mean?
Well, I mean, you can feel yourself. No one
I
knows
feel
your
like
body.
I'm doing really well,
Right.
actually.
You
You know,
feel
I would agree. Compared to everybody in this table,
I'm very like
I would say you're up there.
organized. I feel very organized. I go to work on time. You know,
Probably you
I
and
keep to my word. Like if you follow the 4
me and
regulatives,
him are
like
last.
have you seen the 4 agreements? You read that.
No, I don't know
The
what
4
the
agreements,
are.
like don't take anything personally. Be impeccable with your word.
Yes.
You know,
I'm
What
trying
are
to
the
be
other
more
three?
impeccable with my word.
Yeah, I've
Is that
never
a part
heard
of
of
that
this.
one of the rules?
This has become one educational.
All the
podcast.
rules?
For real.
I want to hear this. Is this like the
We're
commandments?
gonna find out right now.
Is this like the commandments that you live by?
These are her four.
well, I totally agree with them. I wouldn't say they're commandments.
But it's like fucking, of course, I don't know.
I got the 12 steps of
The
NA.
other ones are just too
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, yours is different. Your process is a little bit.
Well,
Honestly, I haven't passed on.
Yes,
So,
I want to
so
get
who
into
here? Let me ask you a question because I don't know. What are the 10 Commandments, guys?
thou shalt.
Don't talk about killing.
That's not one of the
Thou
commandments.
shalt like your neighbor.
Thou shalt
No.
love thy neighbor.
Thou shalt not
covet
steal.
thy neighbor's
Thou
wife.
shalt
I
not.
don't know.
Thou
nail.
shalt not fuck
I
my
don't know.
neighbor's wife.
Nail one of them.
Yeah.
No, lying.
That's crazy that they put that
Respect
shit
your
in one of the
mother.
early rules, my nigga. They
Is it?
knew.
What was the rule? Thou what?
Thou shalt not covet my neighbor's wife.
Yeah.
What
Fuck
does that
my
mean?
neighbor's wife.
Covet now? That's what we're doing?
That means to like want.
Why you using me to hold yourself up? What?
You covet my girl. That was you covet my
Have you coveted my lady?
How you do that in court? Like what? Like all your eyes. Cover my lady in court.
The early rules,
I
right?
was 1,000 mules.
Yo, you gotta be respectful, dog. Don't
Hold
fuck
on.
my girl. 'Cause I know I ain't doing it right now.
Hold on. Let's learn about.
That's what that rule is saying.
Hey,
Like, I'm not.
let's learn about these 4 rules.
Okay.
Here, hold on.
I stopped fucking her right a long time ago, and now you gonna come in here and try to do all this acrobatic shit, nigga? Just because it's a new piece of pussy to you? Then you better leave my girl alone. I'll kill you, nigga.
All right, so let's learn these 4 rules. So what are these again? Say them.
Okay, the
Yeah,
4
this is going to
agreements are
The 4 agreements.
being impeccable, meaning whatever you say, you mean it,
Live by it.
and whatever you say, have some
Okay.
integrity.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that rule.
And number 2, don't take anything personally.
Yes.
You know, whatever that person is telling you, if it's negative, it's just a reflection of how they're feeling or what they're going through.
I like
So
that
you should
rule.
keep that in mind.
Take it with a shot of tequila.
I'm feeling this, Reed.
Your
rules
opinion
here.
will never come
Before
in.
This is something I can live by right here. Real shit.
All right, so where's our 4th?
And the 3rd one is don't make any assumptions. Okay?
Because it makes
we
an ass
don't
out of
know.
me and you.
Correct. And also, you don't know what that person, you can't just assume that, yeah, it's just crazy.
I feel like these are just like
And the
basic
4th
morals.
one is It is,
That's what
but
I
people
thought,
forget.
Assume. I asked me and you.
The fourth one is always do your best.
I like that. These are my.
Even if you're,
This is like my
if you're
code
like
here.
scrubbing the floor, don't half-ass it. Like you have to.
You hear that, John?
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you that all the time. You see that?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I
I'm going
clean this
into
place
this
great.
language because it's a vibe. I'm not gonna be like,
Right.
you
The
know.
only one of these rules that I am bad with is giving my word. Now I am bad with that shit. Like that is my. I want to hear the next
Well, at
rule.
least you recognize
I
it
do
and
know
you
it.
can work on it.
I am. I try so hard. Like, yo, listen, we all gonna go out to eat next Thursday. But then Thursday came, they didn't know what happened. Tuesday, nobody knew what's going on. Wednesday, Thursday came, and yo, I think I'm just gonna act like we didn't even plan this. I'm gonna act like we got new plans for the day. You know, we were supposed to go, but I'm serious.
So you
like,
know your thought pattern.
I know my thought pattern, and I know that that's my problem. That's my biggest problem. I'll be there, but I ain't there.
But I ain't there.
Okay, fourth rule. I'm sorry.
That's it.
Motherfucker playing basketball.
Always do your best.
Always do your see. I
You're doing
promise
your best
you.
Are
right
you
now,
doing
man.
your absolute best?
I think I am.
You know
right
what?
And
Because,
God will love
you have
you.
to treat every day like as if it's your last.
Right.
I mean,
It could
you never
be.
know if it's gonna be. And
No,
you want
I
to
was-
live one day at a time.
I like
Because
this.
if you think like too far ahead, you're not living in the present moment. You have to be.
now. Live like it's
You got
your
any
last day.
pamphlets and shit that me and you
People are always stuck in the future. What's gonna happen tomorrow? What happened? You know, in the past.
What
Try to
color
live
is?
for today. What can you do today to be like the best person you can be?
Where did you find the moment to believe in these ways? Because you know, again, I go back to it. You said you're going from this dark time to, you know, you're finding your
Well, I've
light.
met some extraordinary people.
So other people have.
I only like to learn from the best.
Yes,
Okay.
And people are the main influences in this life.
because you
And
can't
if you
do nothing.
associate-
People,
If I wasn't here today, you guys wouldn't have learned some
no,
stuff.
Right.
you can't do
I
anything
can't
in life
do
without
it.
people.
There's an influence, right?
For sure.
And I plan to like keep that, and whatever's been passed down to me, of course, say where I got that from. If I learned Skanda yoga, I'm going to teach Skanda yoga. You know, I'm not going to take their techniques and teach my own yoga because
Stay
it's
true
not,
to it,
there's no
to
integrity
the
in
root.
that,
Don't have fences.
right?
Right.
But a lot of people do that today. They'll learn something and they'll take it and they'll put their own name on it because there's no humility in there. There's ego, right? There's an I sense of I did this. Everybody wants recognition. But the only recognition that's really important in this world is the unity that you get and the integrity. And that's what people recognize today. And they'll look at you and they'll be like, oh, well, that's how it's been going on. Because you feel good about it. Because it's like a disease, you know?
Yeah,
You
some
keep
people.
doing it, it accumulates, and you're like, why do I feel this way?
Yeah, I think I've gone through some depression that I didn't even realize I was going through it. I was like, man, was I going through depression? That might make sense. Why I didn't want to eat that sweet. Like it happens. I can definitely understand that.
In your travels and your time being, I guess, by yourself or without your family, sort of thing. Do you have you experienced any regret, like in your travels, or like in your time in China, and your time in Hawaii, and anywhere in between since you came back?
Yeah, I think it's normal for a human being to feel regret after doing something that you're ashamed about. You know, nobody likes to live through that shame and be like, oh man, I wish I didn't do that. You know, but I learned to not regret that.
Builds character.
I learned not to do that, nor wish to shut the door on it because it helps me help other people. If I could share what happened to me and not be ashamed of it, then it could help. It has the potential, so I keep that, and that way I don't feel any shame at all.
That's a good message.
It is.
Way of looking at that.
Message.
I
like
you know
that.
what? I want to get you back on first.
Message.
Out of all the places that you've been, which is your most favorite?
Miami.
India.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Well,
I hear
Have you
they're some of the
experienced
happiest people.
Well, I fell in love in India.
Indian wedding.
You fell in love with someone, or just
I
crazy?
fell in
They
love
party
with
for a whole
someone,
week.
and I
Yeah.
had a spiritual enlightenment. Like I got everything in India. I got to travel. It was crazy. It like who falls in love in India and then like travel and like
That was
get the
rich with you,
spirituality. You know, I visit these temples and I started crying because I felt like I was like and I felt like
Saudi Arabia.
I get to see these monkeys. I've never seen monkeys in my life, you know, and I get to play with them. I get to see these children.
Like in the
They're
park.
hungry,
Not the
right?
little mechanical ones that go the ding, ding, ding.
No,
the
no,
little
no.
thing.
I get to
I
see
wanted to
them.
show you, I wanted to
They're
show you
living
around
the
the hood
life
and
that
shit.
they're living.
Yeah.
They're so happy. I see these families. I was living in a family's house for 100 rupees a night, and that's a little bit over $1.
A little over $1 in someone's house a night.
Yeah. Yes.
Man, Airbnb, you can't get Airbnb for $1 a night out here.
No. So, but this family was so happy, and they find happiness not through external wealth. You know what I mean? They find there's a different type of wealth in India, not to keep everybody.
Yeah, they're
What is
different.
that wealth? Is it the togetherness or happiness?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much more.
You could be dirt poor, and if you share a meal with them, they're happy.
Wow.
They don't. Yeah, that to them is the ultimate enlightenment for them.
But it shows you, like, a lot in the Western world, people find happiness in external and materialistic things, but they're not happy inside.
No.
So the happiness that they get inside without materialistic things.
Do you see yourself going back to India?
I see myself going back to India.
I would love
Yeah.
to go to India.
What's the best city in India?
Well, I was traveling in New Delhi and I went to Navadvip. I went to like a lot of holy dams. There's a lot of spirituality, like
What's a holy dom?
Like holy dams are like places where the Lord resided, and he had done his pastime, like the story. Basically, you would take off your shoes and you would walk through those places, and you would absorb the nectar, like
Did
the
you do that?
sweetness. Yes.
Did you absorb some of that nectar and sweetness?
Yes.
And what did it feel like? Did it feel sweet?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you feel like more pure?
It's not about feeling put it in that way.
It's more about connection. When you do things like that, it's more about connection, though. Like being connected.
I mean, I've gone to church
Yeah,
and I feel
people
that.
people in India eat with their hands so that they can connect with their food because your fingers have all the nerves.
Right.
But we don't do that.
It does.
We're
Yeah.
disconnected.
That's
with
why
everybody.
barbecues be so dope.
That rub, they call him the rub.
The barbecue, everything.
But we don't connect.
We don't feel.
It's true.
We don't feel the barbecue.
We just eat.
That's because we eat like savages.
Yeah.
And we
we
don't
get used
shit
to
in the
that.
ground. That's fucked up.
Huh?
We don't give back to the earth. You're supposed to, because we
Eating
should be
compost.
eating, right? And then give back to the earth. Everything that
Put the
is
seeds
in
back in it.
existence- Exactly.
Spit the seeds
But
out.
everything gives back to the earth, to the soil. You know, soil is also called shit. But we shit in a system that we recycle it and use it. But
I could say that
That's deeper.
cow dung and its urine is very pure.
very.
Because
So
it has
is ours.
it
Yeah.
has antiseptic properties and it's been proven
Over
So
there,
does humans.
heal.
Wow.
to
That's
heal.
where they
And we
respect the
always use-
cows,
That's
right?
why, exactly. Because the cow is one of the mother natures of earth. And
Cause-
she gives us milk, butter, cheese,
Yes.
yogurt, all these things and maternal instincts and love. And it's not meant to just kill this cow.
But we eat them here like this.
But wait, but why do they
Man,
tell
but
us- why do they
hamburgers
say
so much-
that we
so
shouldn't
good too.
drink milk here then?
I don't know why we don't
Because
drink human
everything
milk.
is processed.
No, it's nasty. I
And
taste
everything
It's nasty because you think it is.
it. No, I taste it real quick.
If you had a cow and you treated her properly, you can drink the cow's milk. That's fine. But the cows that are not treated right in the
They're stressed.
the farm, they're
Yeah, they're stressed out.
In Panama, no,
Exactly.
but I was in La Montaña de
their
Panama.
calves are taken away from the mom.
No, I'm talking about, like, I was
They're
in
stressed.
Panama, like, in the mountains of Panama, like, the middle, I almost fell off the mountain. And they finished milking the cows, like 8 o'clock in the morning. They came in, they were gonna boil it, like how they do, you know, how they do it. They were like, no, you're not allowed to have it here. You drink
They
this
probably
milk.
have a different culture and a different way
Because,
of thinking.
no, they were
Panama's-
they were like, here, we don't want you to get sick. drink regular
Because
milk.
they're used to it. Like they've
I'm
built
sure
an
there's some
immunity
kind
to
of
it.
explanation behind
No, I don't know.
They're watering it down
You
with
feel-
sink water.
They were like, here,
Yes.
no, like they literally were walking in with a pail, and the lady was gonna boil it to, I don't know what the hell. They explained to me what they do, right? And I was like, okay, I'll wait for the milk. She was like, no, you're gonna get sick here.
Yeah.
But I guess you're American. You need to drink
The way they
because
do
they
milk
get
here.
Montezuma's
Exactly.
revenge.
So probably
You
in
will
water.
get sick.
Montezuma's Revenge.
Yes, that's what they call it, or that's what I call it.
Montezuma?
Yeah, it was a movie in Indiana Jones.
All right.
So you
I
will
can't
get
get out
sick
of it.
if you drink or eat water or eat food that's been cooked in the water because it's not from
In India.
India. It could be any country
Anywhere.
outside of the United States.
Right.
You don't want the water, yeah.
I'll just
Maybe the milk was mixed with the water.
It was watered down.
They were like, no, you
Homogenized.
drink this.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
Exactly.
I'm trying to die in Panama.
Miranda, so out of all these, India was your favorite. You're in Miami now. What are your next moves here going on? You said you've recorded one song recently this year, but what are your next few steps here?
So I'm working on finalizing the copyright for my first track to my album titled Reborn. The song is called Above Underwater. I'm also working on the music video. We already filmed all the scenes. We're just putting it together. And hopefully we'll be releasing it within the next 2 weeks.
Oh, nice. So are you going to be touring, promoting this album? Or are you
I'm going to be promoting it. It's going to be on every single platform. I'm working with a distributor, and I'm also working with, my audio guy, my video guy. It's a huge creative project that we've, manifested. And I plan to go on tour, but after the whole album is out, I can.
Nice. Nice. I only got a couple more questions, and this one here is just the most curious one I have here since you walked in.
Yeah.
Why do you have a cast on your arm?
Skateboarding. Skydiving.
MMA.
Totally.
I was thinking MMA.
Judo chop.
Judo chopping.
Let's all guess here. So you say
Crime
what?
fighting.
What do you say?
Crime fighting.
He said like 20 different
Yeah,
guesses.
give me one solid one. Which one are you going with?
Fixing a sprinkler pipe in a school.
Okay. What do you got, Tiffany? Why do you think she's wearing a cast?
She sprained her wrist.
No,
what?
what happened?
Why? What?
Writing in her journal.
I like it.
What do you think, Eric? Why do you think she's wearing a
Fervently
cast?
writing my back.
I felt like doing the aerial yoga.
She lost her balance.
All right. What
Fell
do
on
you
her
got,
stomach.
Vaughn?
Wet floor sign wasn't up.
Oh, man.
And then the first thing you do is put your hand down.
Let's go get that. I know you're
It's
Yeah,
the first
it's
time
your
all
time.
fucking night.
It's
It's her business. That's all I get to say.
I'm going to say MMA fighting because you look like you do MMA for some reason.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
So she lost and got caught in the armbar.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Something. So what really happened?
Show you my good.
No, I like
no,
that
so let's
shit.
not flex out here.
And so what happened to your arm?
So I was coming home from yoga teacher training, and I was riding my bike, and I got hit by a car.
You got hit by a car.
This your first time?
How?
On my bike, yes.
How did that happen?
So I was
Downtown.
it was in Brickell.
Yeah.
So I was going down the Southwest
Frogger.
8th and 2nd
Play that game?
Hit and
It
run?
was 8th Street and 2nd Avenue. And there was a Wendy's. A car was coming out of the Wendy's driveway, and it said, I was looking for eye contact. I couldn't see that.
You got a lawyer on it
Because
already?
I have to look at
Hit and
people so
run?
that they could acknowledge if I'm there or not. And
Yeah.
I didn't see him. So
That's
instead
money.
of slowing down, he sped up.
Was it a hit and run?
So he sped up, and I hit the windshield, and I rolled off the car, and I ended up in the middle of the street.
You got a
And I
good
looked at my
arm.
arm, and it was weird, and my nose was bleeding,
Oh,
and I
shit.
looked this way, and my bike is underneath the car, and I could see that the car was going forward. Maybe he was trying to go, maybe he
He's
wasn't,
trying to take off on you, girl.
but the bike was underneath the car, and it was
Wow.
stuck, and he couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah,
So.
you messed him up. You
But
messed
the
him up.
thing
Yeah.
is, like, I'm
One
talking
of mine
with
was
an
this.
attorney now, and he's telling me that his insurance doesn't cover bodily injury. So we might have to, like, go.
You gotta go and
on
follow
Yeah,
up.
get him.
Yeah.
What type of car was it? It was a nice car.
I
Wasn't
didn't
it?
even know.
Damn, man. I was
Yeah, man, we got something coming. I got hit by
that
that
Lexus ES
I mean, I'm
400,
lucky
baby.
I didn't lose
Third time.
consciousness and I didn't hit my brain.
How long ago did
My
that
brother was
happen?
like,
That's recent.
Good that you hit your nose.
When did it? How long ago did that happen to you?
This happened to me 2 Sundays ago. So
What
it's
the
almost
hell?
2 weeks.
Jesus.
Damn.
Wow. You look like, again, you just have a cast. Like, your nose looks fine.
Yeah, but I had I took the nose cast off yesterday.
You had a nose cast?
Yeah.
So you went to the whole
They
medical
told me my
shit?
nose was broken.
Oh,
But I don't
shit.
think they didn't even give me a CT scan for that. I'm just like
Girl,
confused
you
about the
just
whole
hoping
thing.
that
listen, man,
everything
we're
was
witnesses now.
I wish I was a nurse or something.
But I do want to, I've gotten a lot of stories after people have heard my story about this and raise awareness for the cyclists. Bikers are getting killed out there.
Yo.
The thing is that the roads, the streets
Stand
are
up.
built for cars and
Yeah.
not for pedestrians.
Yeah,
Like,
even with the scooters now.
or
For
anything.
real,
Have you
because-
seen like in the street, like the little itty bitty space that they give for like
You need to
bicyclists?
stand up for them because I be mad and cussing their ass out every time I see cyclists because I'm not one. They just be in my way. But I never hit one. So I'm good. I never hit
Last
one.
one the other day.
It looked like them though, right?
But I've been in the car. Listen, what's fucked up about your story? And I'm sorry that I sat through this. I've been in the car with a nigga that hit somebody without a I swear to God.
Was it 2 Sundays ago?
No, it wasn't her.
The statute of limitations is passed.
But as you tell me your story, I was in the car with a nigga that hit somebody on a bike. They hit off the shit and was like, what the fuck? And this nigga just skirted out the whole time. I'm like, damn, God.
Nah, but they're cyclists.
God damn it.
Even when you go around them, they're assholes.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
they purposely move over, and you gotta move over a little bit more to where it's like, come on, dude, I'm moving over because I see you there, not honking at you, not speeding up. I'm not being a dick.
Yeah.
Why do you gotta be like? I understand where you're coming from, but sometimes
As you can see,
they're
we're not a big
assholes
cyclist
too.
room.
Yeah, we are. Shit, I run all the time.
I stay patient so I can move around them.
That's no
But sometimes they're some of them can be fucking assholes.
There's some people that drive on
So
the
there's
street.
a two-way street to this, huh?
Yeah. Everyone's got their own.
Like there's always gonna be that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're always gonna have that
Have
different
you had
perspective.
any dreams about it?
No.
Man, you're lucky.
I was in a bad car
Actually,
accident.
I
I
did
can't
have a
stop
dream
dreaming about
upstairs.
that motherfucker.
You did,
No,
huh?
like PTSD type shit.
Oh
Like
no.
more like
I've had
nightmares,
those.
more
So
like
they gotta get a new bike.
So you were conscious the whole time, like as you were rolling off the car. You
No,
were
I don't
conscious the whole
remember.
time.
You don't remember it rolling up on a dude's
I don't
windshield?
remember.
Nah, you
I
black
just
out.
My body's in shock.
Yeah.
And I don't remember like the whole process. I just remember me in the.
I remember.
the
That's
brain.
bad.
That's
That's
gotta
bad. That's bad.
I rather
black
that.
out.
I don't want
Black
to
out
experience
legend. Yeah, I
that.
gotta say that.
It's
Every
like a-
trauma I've ever been in, I felt like I was wide awake watching everything happen.
Like in slow mo.
Nah, that shit is more.
Miranda, so I heard you say this quickly when we were talking. You're a huge movie buff. So I'm gonna close this out with this. Do you have favorite movies? Number one.
Yes.
Now, can you name us your 3 favorite movies?
Okay. Well, this is a constant fluctuation because there's so many movies.
Exactly.
But
See,
I'll,
that's how I
but
felt
I'll
when she
name
said that.
some.
Well, give me 3 of your
You gotta
favorites, not
always
your
be
all
trying to
time.
read movies.
Unless you got an all
'Cause I
time.
watch movies all the time.
The Truman Show is one of my all-time favorite
Yes.
movies.
That's a Jim Carrey, right?
Yeah, I can't sit through that. But
Okay.
I
Okay.
know
So
what
it's
it
a
is.
little serious. I was on the dramatic side for him.
Damn.
That was
Not
a
in,
comedy.
not in the beginning of the movie.
No.
Not when he was.
Isn't that when he's being
realized
It was a
videotaped?
little bit on the
Yeah,
serious
his
side.
whole life is
His whole life is
Jim
on
Carrey
the.
is just such an idol for me. I love him.
But that movie was based on deeper shit that we're in a
Yeah,
simulation.
yeah. So it's also kind of funny.
It is funny.
Some
Yeah,
parts.
the movie's hilarious that we're in a simulation and don't realize it.
Yeah.
I like Me, Myself, and Irene.
That's why I do shrooms.
What
I
do you
realize.
got? What
That was one of my favorites.
For such a movie buff.
I
Like
know.
black niggas.
Because it's hard to
I love you,
pinpoint
Daddy.
3 movies.
Oh,
The
Captain
favorite shit to me.
Fantastic is the
God damn, that was the
Captain
funniest shit I ever
Fantastic.
seen.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's
Is that like a
about this
superhero?
dad who raised his kids in the wilderness, but like really smart kids.
What year was this?
Tarzan.
2015 maybe.
What's the name of it?
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Look
you
it
should
up.
check it out.
Damn, I haven't seen it. I'm gonna watch it.
Okay,
Is
so
it
you
on
don't-
the
It's
Flicks?
on Netflix.
Is
It's
it on
on
the
the
Flicks?
Flicks.
Is it on the Flicks, the
On the
Lou,
Flicks.
or is it on the fucking I'm?
What's the I?
Netflix.
Amazon Prime?
I
Amazon
think
Prime.
it might
On
be
the
on
eye.
Amazon Prime.
On the PI.
The I. Okay. That was gonna be her name if she was a transformer.
On the
Amazon
Lou?
Prime.
It's on the Lou?
On the Lou.
For real.
Okay,
I haven't
so
watched. I only watched.
you got
a
any
few
other
on the
ones?
Lou.
I'm from New York.
Damn, there's just so many. I don't want to
It's
just
not on
land. It's not on Netflix.
It's not on the flicks.
Captain
It's supposed
Fantastic.
to be on Netflix.
Netflix takes
Captain
off
Underpants?
Captain Fantastic.
Oh.
They like
With
take
an
off
F?
movies randomly and
There's
stuff.
so many movies, man.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
so hard to
man.
say.
If it's 2015.
I
Eyes,
can't.
Eyes Wide Shut.
That's a good
Eyes
one. That would
Wide
fuck my
With
head
Tom
up.
Cruise and
Wow.
Nicole Kidman.
Man, you have a really
I
good sense
swallowed
of
your
humor.
cum. Right?
That's some very-
That was that movie.
I like
well,
movies that
I
make
never
me
seen
think.
it.
Joker
Yeah,
is
bro.
so
That's it.
recently.
I
You
swallowed
seen
your
Joker?
cum
That
and then
movie
drove
makes
off a
me
bridge.
Did you like it?
Oh, Vanilla
Yeah.
Sky.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Vanilla
was
Sky,
it.
did
I
you
fucked up the
understand?
That was
movie.
it.
That was it.
The way she
That
said.
With Tom
Tom
Cruise?
Cruise.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
no,
was
I
it.
had to watch that
That
movie
was
like
it?
3 times.
She heard me say it
Oh,
subconsciously.
AI,
That was a
artificial
wicked
intelligence.
I think
That's what I was saying
I think
about
I
I
was
swallowed
locked
your cum.
up.
You never seen
No,
that?
that's the car.
I
Vanilla
did.
Sky, it was
I
about
just-
swallowing nuts.
I
I
can't
was in
put
a
it there.
The whole movie.
Top 5.
The whole movie was about a girl.
Gotta be honest, it won't even go into my top 25.
The whole movie.
I mean-
Fantastic, it's on there, but it doesn't even let you watch it.
Mmm.
Yeah, we gotta check
He
it
sounded
out.
like a cow just
I bet you that movie is amazing. I love watching movies, man.
Do you have a favorite comedian?
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey.
Where the fuck have you been these last
I know.
5 years?
No, she said that's an actor.
He's a fucking comedian.
Yeah.
What kind of actor is he? He's not fucking
Yes, he is.
scary movies and shit.
Dane Cook is so funny too.
Who?
That's good. Dane Cook.
That guy's a fucking child.
Oh,
That
God.
guy's disgusting.
That's fucked up.
That guy's fucking disgusting.
Who?
Have you seen his
She
girlfriend?
likes him before he
Wow,
did.
what is she young?
Yeah. I don't
His
even know about
girlfriend,
that.
she looks like she's 12, bro.
Looks like it, but or is she? There is
I think
a large selection on the internet. Looks like she's too young,
She
but
just
she's not.
turned like 19 or 20 or some shit like
Well,
that.
I guess you
But
know,
she looks like a little girl.
I'm sure you guys don't want to hear her follow
Some
up.
people but why doesn't that little girl deserve a better life?
That's just disgusting.
He gonna
Well,
She
fall.
deserves a better
That's what happens when
world.
you sit closer to Walter. You get sleepy.
Yes.
He's gonna fall.
That's Walter's job.
You see your job, man. You
But
I've never seen
You see your
Walter Fall.
CBD.
No,
That's Aaron.
that's one thing about him.
Hey, that's not
He's,
CBD.
he's like an old Haitian security
He's
guard.
wide awake. No, he's wide awake waiting for you niggas to finish up. Every morning that goes by.
No, he's not.
He's
No,
one of them
I know that's your
old
homeboy. He is not fucking a whip.
He's one of
He
them
is
old
not.
Nah, he's
Fuck
a
out.
werewolf.
Fuck
When
that
you
shit.
fuck
Oh, he's a weird.
He's
all right.
He's like
Yeah, he a weird, all right.
We're gonna answer that.
He's not a
question
weird.
right now. We're
What's the
gonna get
question?
there. We're gonna wrap it up. Walter, I need you to get back there and
See how
fix that grand finale, my friend.
Boom, it's a wrap. That's how I was talking about.
If you could work the whole thing with him again, so we could shut it down. Music.
Oh, you want
Which-
to play one more song?
the song that we played. Yeah,
the
the
same
song.
thing we
Want to
did.
start it again?
Yeah, what was the name of that song, by the way?
Above Underwater.
Yeah, you gotta hear like more than once
That's
in
her
order.
first song and she's filming the
Right, that's the first one.
We gotta
You
like
shoot
hear
the video?
more than once in order to pick up.
You want to shoot a simple ass video? Hit me up sometime. I'll
a
shoot a
simple
video.
ass video.
Actually, I'm looking for someone to make a lyric video for me.
I'm not doing that shit. I'll shoot a video for you and put your song behind it. You hit me up, I'll help you out with that. No, you ain't gonna hit me up.
with the iPhone 11.
No.
I'm with you,
Her
bro.
last 2 music videos were filmed with iPhone 11.
Well, that's a great promotion. I'm really trying to sell that phone.
No, where do you fell out, man?
Yo, that shit was funny. Bro. He
But
can
I'm
touch
just
some
saying,
wafers
like,
too.
you can do it with your, you can fucking shoot a video with
That nigga
And I
there.
think that's what we're gonna do. Miranda. So this song, above water, right?
Above underwater.
Above underwater. I
Above
like
underwater. It's not released yet.
I'm gonna
Right.
steal it.
So I'm giving you guys a sneak peek.
Yes, this is a sneak peek, people. This is what our show is about, giving you guys exclusives.
I'm gonna take the name of the song
rolling right
and the
now.
lyrics.
Miranda writes.
Guys,
I'm taking it.
this wraps up Women's Month, just like that. I want to thank Miranda Shines.
Yes.
Where can people follow you?
My Instagram is Miranda_shines.
Miranda
You got a
_shines.
YouTube channel?
I do.
What is
Well,
it?
we're gonna
Miranda
follow
Shines.
each other when we
Miranda
go out.
Shines. So is it everything Miranda Shines? If
Correct.
people want to find you, Miranda Shines, people. That's SHINES. Really quick, shout out to Wake and Vape Studios for allowing us to do another episode here.
Wake and Vape. Everybody clap it up for Wake and Vape.
Oh
This nigga here, he deserves his own interview. Why we ain't never interview this nigga? He
Oh, we
can't-
did that
got
the
warrants.
first time ever.
This nigga
Yeah,
like,
warrants.
I can't do interviews.
And
I
that's
got
only-
warrants.
And that's only if you could get them. But guys,
Wake and Vape.
if you have any vaping needs or want any apparel, you guys could check it out on the website at wake-n-vape.com. If you want franchising opportunities, they're available too on the website. You can follow there. I want to thank the crew again. Marlon, Erica, thank you. It's been fun. Can't wait for next year to have you back.
Erica's in the
Yeah, well,
building.
I'm fucking here. I can't come like.
Oh, you can come whenever you want. You are the boss. You can walk in
Only
and
on
cancel
one
whenever you
month.
want. Mr. Goodnight, glad you're back. Good to see you. Walter, I don't know what's going on over there. Tayflix, he's sleeping. We'll wake him up
Tayflix
later.
is
We'll tell
nodding,
you.
dog.
Yeah, he's busy doing Walter's job right now.
CBD.
No emotion, no man. You're the man with the
Hey,
man.
CBD will get you out there, right?
That's right. And thank you to all the viewers out there that are watching the show over here too.
This is fine.
Tiffy,
Nuts.
woo, thank you. You're the best.
She's the best around.
And we'll,
No one's gonna stop you from
and
bringing
I
it
think if we're in the top
down.
three, maybe we'll have
Around.
Yeah. That'll work. Miranda Shines, thank you again, guys. Check out the show. It's EveryManPodCast.com. This is a website. And on
Miranda
YouTube,
Shines.
on YouTube, subscribe and like Everyman Show. Walter, cut it off.
Boom.
Bam.
Yeah. Woo-woo. Get that in, brother. Get that in. Wrap us up. Wrap us up. Wrap us up. Wrap us up. Just press Just press stop. Press anything else.
All right.
I think I sat down for a long time.
I ain't want to say
We're not out of the woods yet. We're going to do some pictures and some
I don't think everybody will say anything that's going to incriminate themselves. Yeah, I'm just cutting off.
Oh, motherfucker,
You know, sleepy.
This is
My nigga sleepy.
fuck all that, right? I've been watching him the whole night, right? And this shit is the funniest shit I see.
You wish you had some fucking
CBD,
CBD, yeah, man.
some